Many apologies for the people who watch the video version at the angle that I have going right now. I tried to fix it, but the higher I put my iPad, the less you could see of me. So this is where it's at.
So you should put it higher.
Yeah, oh my God, you're right. I should just see my forehead.
No. Okay, yeah, let's start off the pod as we usually do with a song.
With a shong.
A shong. And that song is going to be...
Okay, perfect.
It was our wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. No clouds allowed in the sky. Do you still not know it?
No, I don't know any of the words.
Oh, you piece of...
But I've seen the movie now.
That's why I did it.
No, I didn't really... I mean, I liked the song, but it wasn't my favourite. So I didn't download it. I downloaded only one song from the movie.
Was it Surface Pressure?
It was. That song was a fucking banger.
It is a fucking banger, but We Don't Talk About Bruno is also a fucking banger. And if you don't think so, then you're a stupid piece of poo.
I mean, it's fine. It's good. And it has some like good little tuney bits, but I wouldn't bang along to it in the car. So that's pretty much my criteria.
You are so dumb. It's literally number 1 on the Billboard charts.
I know, which is tied for the highest ever charting Disney song ever. So I'm with it.
You're just...
I get it.
Not like other
but
girls.
I don't.
You're too quirky and different to like it.
I'm quirky.
Wow, bitch. I feel absolutely attacked. Welcome to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast. I'm Nick.
Yes, week 7. Oh, and I'm Maddie.
Week 7.
Oh, well, I was going to say week 78. Just because I can.
Week 78?
Yeah.
I specifically told you, like, the other day that we're 63 episodes in.
Oh my God, I was close.
Were you, though?
That's like within 15.
I guess. The elephant in the room this week is that Maddie finally watched Encanto and didn't like We Don't Talk About Bruno. Like, what?
Well, I didn't not like it. It was really good. It was a really good moment in the movie, but I just didn't download the song.
You were so stupid.
I also didn't cry, and I don't think it was as sad as everyone told me it was going to be, so I was purposefully misled, I feel.
No, I didn't say it was sad. I said it was emotional.
You said you cried 3 times. You never cry in movies.
I cried once. I literally took a photo of myself crying.
What scene did you cry at?
I cried when Mirabella and Abuela at the end were like making up and they were seeing each other's points of view.
Oh.
You're going to #heck. I can't believe you didn't cry. You must not have a heart. I thought you had a heart. You mustn't have a heart.
Well, I don't know. I just wasn't really... I got a bit teary at one point, but I can't remember what that point was now. A bit choked up, but I definitely didn't cry.
Wow, honestly, the audacity that you have is...
Yeah. Iconic. Oh.
See? That's when I cried. People that are listening to the pod, you can go watch me cry. I like taking videos of myself when I'm crying watching TV or movies because it's relatively rare. So I have 10 videos of my phone of me crying to episodes of Glee.
Iconic. That's so funny. Are you drinking coffee at this time of day?
Yes. Are you not drinking coffee at this time of day? God. You have no right to be judging when you don't We Don't Talk About Bruno. That immediately disqualifies you from any judgment, okay?
From ever having an opinion on anything.
From ever having an opinion on anything. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them, okay?
Like the police?
ACAB. I can't believe you just
It's getting too real.
threatened me like that. I was thinking more like a hall monitor, not like a cab. Jesus.
That's so funny.
I was gonna say maybe this episode should be called A cab, but I feel like we'll get in trouble for that.
Maybe
Okay,
so. We'll better not then.
Should we jump into the actual episode now? I feel like.
Well, before we do, I want to tell you my story that I was going to tell you before, but then didn't because I thought it would be funny for the pod.
Okay,
and it's about Jack, so
yeah.
Sorry, but Jack, the new dog. I don't think I really talked about him much on here, so people might not know. Anyway, so he's really like scraggly around, well, everywhere, but specifically the face. He's also a schnauzer, so he's kind of got the beard thing going. It's really weird. Anyway,
right.
So Mum this morning was like, I'm going to give him a haircut just on his face, which she does quite a lot because their eyebrows grow really quickly. So she cuts off their brows so they can see and she can see their eyes and so they can lovingly stare into each other's eyes. Anyway.
Fair.
So I don't know what the fuck happened this morning, but she got really artistic with Jack. She was like, I'm going to do some face framing. I'm going to do some shaping. I want to do a little triangle of black on his nose.
Oh my God.
Anyway, he fucking looks like a raccoon now. It's so funny. It's really, you can't really get it so much in these pictures, but you can't really see that, can you?
Not really, but I do see what you mean.
It's like he's got like a black goggles and then it's white up on his eyebrows, white underneath.
The white line. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
It's these. Hold on. I'm gonna text these photos so that you can have a more in-depth look later, because it is really uncomfortable to look at.
This is fair. Did I tell you that it's the past couple of weeks have been when we get bad haircuts for our puppies? Yeah. Because I don't know if I told it on the pod, but stop with that. It comes up with a raccoon.
The raccoon first. I don't know why she put the raccoon as the first photo. It's so funny. Just as a reference photo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking with that.
Me either. She didn't see it until I was like, I think his nose looks really pointy. He looks like some kind of rat animal. And then I was like, wait a second. I think he looks like a raccoon. And then we were all like, oh, that's God, so he does. Yeah. I can't unsee it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, but we took Pippi back to get her haircut fixed.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fixed. And it turns out she looks good
that's
with
good.
Short hair anyway, so it's fine. But it's like already growing back a lot. For context, I think like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we got our puppy her first haircut. Like full haircut, so and we it was just a miscommunication and suddenly she comes back and she's got a giant mohawk across her entire back and she looked absolutely insane, this tiny little skinny thing. Anyway, we got it fixed and now she's adorable again and I don't have to be embarrassed to be seen with her in public.
Iconic. Very funny.
I feel like we've got a lot to talk about. But that's because I haven't...
Yeah, because it's been a couple of weeks since we recorded. Yeah. I even have written down a couple of things myself, which is unheard of.
Oh my God, that's so unlike you.
I know.
I have to ask, first and foremost, did you finish Wolf Like Me?
Yeah. Have we not talked about this yet? Yeah, I did.
Finally, after a month of like edging our audience, we can finally talk about it.
Okay, cool. I mean, advance warning, I didn't watch Pam and Tommy yet, but I watched Encanto, so I figured that kind of made up for it.
That does make up for it. And I watched No Time to Die, so we have stuff that we both watched anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
But let's do news first, and then we can do reviews later in the episode like we usually do. How about that?
Okay, cool.
I just needed to immediately know if you ended up watching the last 20 minutes of the last episode of Wolf Like Me.
I did. Everyone can rest assured.
Wow. Queen and icon. All around legend. Okay. Let's list your few things first that you've written down, because I feel like it's pretty rare.
I know, right? Okay, I have two pop culture things and one just general news thing, which probably will interest no one but me. But the first one is
me talking about any of my interests to literally anyone. I've been like obsessed with adult Lego, like 18 plus Lego for the past month and a bit, and I've now spent an exorbitant amount of money. Exorbitant. And I'm like telling everyone how calming it is and how relaxing and like meditating it is, and everyone's like, okay.
Whatever you say.
Okay, shoot.
I'm trying to find it first, see if I can find a picture of this.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so the first one is
audio-visual piece. Wild.
It is. Adidas came out. Adidas.
Good for them.
No,
Are they gay, bi, trans?
No, sadly. Not even allies, as far as maybe they do.
I can't know.
But no, they came out with an ad this week.
That's so unlike them.
I know.
I chose violence today. I'm not even letting you finish a sentence. I'm like, let me make a joke. Let me make a joke. Like mediocre jokes in the words of Cheryl Hall. Another week of doing mediocre.
God.
Continue.
Okay, now be quiet. No, they've done an ad for sports bras, I think. I don't know, but the entire campaign is just like 20 pictures just of women's naked boobies.
What? On Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, that's... well, they had to censor the nipples on Instagram, but they're like full on Twitter. Nope, that's not going to work.
Well, this is YouTube, so I don't think you can show them. Why?
It doesn't...
I hate you. Why? I have the time market. Yeah.
There's a lot of... they did like all different shapes and sizes. Hold on, let me read the tweet that goes along with it.
Yeah, what's the purpose? I need full context here.
No, there is no more context. We believe women's breasts in all shapes and sizes deserve support and comfort, which is why our new sports bra range contains 43 styles so everyone can find the right fit for them. That's it. And then there's all these pictures of naked boobies.
Not to be like anti-feminist or whatever, but wouldn't that have been just as effective if they were wearing the actual product?
Well, that's what everyone's saying. It's like mixed. Half of the people, I mean, let's put aside the Karens and the men of the world and the actual people who are allowed to have opinion on this. Yeah. So half of the women are like, wow, this is so great that there are different shapes, different sizes, different, diverse colors. Whereas the other half are like, no matter what way you package it, they're still making a profit off of women's bodies, and this could have been entirely an effective campaign if they were clothed. Why do they have to sexualize them? Well, not sexualize them.
I was going to say sexualize them. How is that sexualize them? I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's either, again, there's like the other side where they're like, no, this is taking away this idea of them being sexualized. Whereas then other people are like, but
this is like a whole series of conversations in one campaign.
Pretty much, which is why I wrote it down. Have you not heard about it?
I haven't. No,
That's really fair.
I'm no prude. Obviously, if you've listened to this pod, and I think that that's great. And it's probably shitty of me to be thinking about it from a marketing perspective, but from a marketing perspective, why wouldn't you show the product if they're specifically advertising the sports bras having a size and shape for every woman or female presenting person ever? Yeah. Shouldn't you like show the product actually being like, where's the proof?
Well, It's really kind of true. And I feel like there's a mix there, because it's like, if you can't really tell whether or not the boobs are different shapes and sizes if the bra is on, but that's also kind of the point. They're supposed to be equally supportive. I don't know. I just think it's really weird. And
I would have said a more effective campaign would have been having an image of all of those boobies with the bra on, and then on Instagram slide across and it's all of the naked boobies.
Yeah.
Or on Twitter, side by side. I feel like that would have been more effective.
It's really true. That does seem to be, from a marketing perspective, the most effective way of doing it.
It's proving that
for sure
the product works. We support women,
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I don't feel like I kind of fall on either side of the conversation, because I'm both like, yes, free the nipple. We can have women's boobs out there and it doesn't have to be in a sexual way.
Sure.
And then on the other hand, I also agree with people. It's like, oh, well, still, these people are just trying to profit off of women's bodies,
Yeah. I mean, what is the line with that, though? Because it's like, every Pride Month, every Black History Month comes along and every brand, changes their profile picture, comes out with a line of products where a portion of the proceeds go to a charity. Yeah. Where is the line with that? Like, are we... Because I personally have no idea. It's something that I've always been confused about. And it's like,
I totally agree.
Yeah, are they just using these... I can't think of the word. Not minority.
Ideas. Oh, yeah.
Are they using these groups of people for their own gain without actually supporting them or showing what they're doing? Which I think, I don't know. It's more than just donating a portion of the proceeds of whatever product they're selling to charity,
It's, definitely. I totally agree. But then on the flip side, it's also like, but at least they're
doing
outwardly.
Something.
Yeah, exactly. It's really difficult. I honestly feel like this is such a personal kind of decision. Like, it totally depends on somebody's life experiences as to what their opinion is on this. I don't think it's one of those things that... Well, I was going to say I don't think it's one of those things that has a right or wrong answer, but I'm not sure that's true. I think it does have a right or wrong answer, but we just don't know what it is.
Yeah. See, I think that you're right, except it's not like right and wrong answer. I think there's like an array of correct answers or valid answers, and then like a small handful of answers that are just, shut up. That's not a thing that you need to be voicing your opinion on, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Those fuckers.
I feel like we always bring these interesting topics to the table where we're like, where do activism and commercialism, like capitalism, interact? Where do they overlap? And then by the end of the conversation, we're like, I still don't know.
No, it's so true. But I also really like that about us, because we're not pretending that we're professionals and we can come up with a decision on it. We're like, yeah, these are just the facts.
We're just two educated people who have good opinions.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. You're right. I agree with you in that it doesn't matter. As long as you're bringing the discussion to the table and talking about stuff like this, I think it does more. It benefits more than it harms,
I agree, because I feel like it's one of those things where sometimes you just genuinely just don't think about it. Otherwise, like when I first saw the ad, I was like, oh, women boobies, love that. And then I was reading the article more and people were bringing up all these different points, and I was like, wait a second, maybe these people are onto something here in terms of like being against the ad for a variety of reasons. So I think it's always just important to kind of listen to other people's perspectives, because you might learn something.
Who knows? Interesting. I mean, if any of our listeners have an opinion on this, I would love to hear it, because I feel like
same,
exactly as Maddie says, it's a very personal, like kind of how you've been brought up, how you see the world type of topic.
Yeah. The way you've been discriminated against.
Yeah.
And in what? By who?
DM us or email us or something. I'd love to hear the people.
Yeah, do it.
What's that song from Les Mis?
Episode.
Do you hear the people sing?
I don't know. I've only ever watched that movie once and it was stupid.
I haven't even watched it once. I can't get through it.
Don't. It's ugh.
Speaking of things we can't get through.
Yeah.
I started a transition before I actually had anywhere to go, and now I'm lost.
My list of things.
Yeah, your list of things.
What about
What's next? Actually, no, I want to go. Speaking of things that we can't get through, did you hear the shocking, horrific, depressing news about the Beauty and the Beast prequel series starring Josh Gad and Luke Evans as LeFou and Gaston?
Bro, I didn't even fucking know that was a thing until you just said that.
That's
right
not
then,
true.
and
We've talked about it on this podcast.
News,
don't make me come in with videographic evidence again of you talking about the topic that you're saying you don't know about. I will fight you.
No, that means nothing to me. I don't remember. Anyway, I heard the news you're about to share is that it's been cancelled before it's even happened.
That is exactly what I'm about to say. But get this. It's meant to film next week.
What?
They have all of the sets ready to go. They spent millions on sets and pre-production and everything. And then Disney Plus was like, so all the songs suck and the story's not coming together despite the fact that we film next week. Let's just cancel it.
Whack. Not even work on it more. They've just completely been like, no, we're not doing it at all.
Yeah. The stars like Luke Evans and Josh Gad were like they were casting people as late as last week. They cast one of the guys from Hawkeye last week. Yeah, so like, I don't know. It's always fascinating to me when something like this happens because it's like it was so close yet so far, you know?
It's true. Nothing is ever a sure thing until it's on our TV screens.
Literally. I mean, what was I reading about the other day? There was like, I don't even remember what it is. There's like a Hollywood movie starring, I can't remember who. But it's been finished since like 2017 and it's just never been released. It just like exists in the void.
Whack.
That's
so wild to me.
This is so fascinating to me because it's, I mean, I guess it makes sense to be cutting your losses if you know it's going to be a flop or it's not going to come together. Yeah. Why not just cut your losses and run?
Adele, God, fucking give a week's notice, why don't you?
Yeah, that was pretty iconic, I'm not going to lie. But this was never a good idea to do a prequel series about Gaston, you know?
No, it's really true. You should have cut your losses
ages ago.
Right at the beginning.
2 years ago when they announced it.
Yeah. And no one wanted it.
Anyway, that really tickled my pickle and made me giggle, so...
Iconic. That was a lot of rhyming then.
I was going to say, should that be the title of the app? Tickle my pickle and make me giggle?
I think it should. Perfect. Okay, so...
Your next topic.
Kim and Kanye?
Kim and Kanye.
Was that last week or this week?
That was last week. There's
fighting
a Kanye drama.
On Instagram? Crazy.
About
I'm not going to lie. I only had like the first 3 updates, yeah. And then after that, I stopped following it. So you probably know actually more about this topic than me.
I so don't. Because I stopped listening when Kim was like, this needs to end. Because I was like, I respect that. Anyway, you tell us the story, give us context, because I never even really fully processed it. I was busy concentrating on the other Kanye drama, which we'll talk about after this. So you go first.
Okay, well, first, Kanye, I think Kanye said something. I'm giving good context.
That was really good.
Really good. Kanye went on Instagram, and I think, didn't he?
This was
he
about
made
TikTok.
A post. What?
This was about North having TikTok, wasn't it?
Yeah,
okay,
and he said...
Yeah, okay, I know bits and bobs, but I do need you to give me the full... Okay, go, sorry.
Well, as I said, I only know like the first 3 things that happened. But yeah, so Kanye made this post being like, what do I do when my daughter has access to TikTok and is making TikToks even though me as her parent doesn't want her to and hasn't given her permission, blah, 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 and all this type of nonsense. And everyone was like, what? And then Kim posted on her stories kind of a bit of a clap back, being like, I'm the main provider and caregiver. I'm doing the best I can.
Iconic.
I monitor
Yeah.
her on TikTok. She never posts anything that I think is inappropriate.
Yeah.
And it's totally fair for her to be expressing her creativity in a way that's relatively innocent and harmless. And then she finished it off with something very iconic along the lines of, oh my God, it was something about how if Kanye wanted to have a say with what was going on, then he shouldn't be on like his third divorce lawyer and should actually be willing to talk to her or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then he came back with being like, oh my God, Kimberly's going to say all this stuff when America publicly watched her kidnap my daughter last year at the birthday party. And then everyone was like posting pictures of Kanye literally at the birthday party for North and they're like, what? Anyway, and that's where I got up to. I don't know anything that happened after that because at that point I was like, this is just too much.
Kanye's allegedly in the press spreading rumors that Pete Davidson is secretly gay and has HIV/AIDS because he's dating Kim. And not only is that wildly homophobic, but like just fuck you in general, Kanye. But I feel like we need to preface any conversation we have about this with, we know that Kanye has mental health problems.
Yes.
That might explain some of his behavior, but it does not excuse any of it. Full stop, period.
It's really true. I was thinking about this at first because after one of the first things it was like the first time that he'd said something, and then after Kim had kind of clapped back and everyone was like, oh my God, yes, go Kim. Oh my God, Kanye, you're a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I feel like we need to be really careful about this conversation and the way it's being framed because there is, there's a reason why he's behaving in this way. And then Kanye kept getting progressively saying some really intense things. And at that point, it's a bit like, okay. Whoop.
Yeah. I, honestly, my first thought with this entire thing was, why does Kanye, as an artist and a creative, not understand that having a creative outlet for his daughter like TikTok is a good thing?
It's bizarre.
None of the stuff is harmful,
it's
right?
So bizarre. No, most of the videos have Kim in them. So
I just don't get it. I feel like he just starts drama to be in the news.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This to me is feeling very. And okay, I need to be careful of the way that I say this right now because I'm like just throwing conjecture out there. But it feels really manipulative of Kanye, and almost it's kind of getting borderline a bit like, okay, what is your like end goal here? Like, what is
like?
This
do you
is
think
really serious behavior, like really bizarre stalkery
allegations
behavior? Yeah, no, like what he's saying and what he's doing, being like, Kim can't go out with other men and I'm going to spread rumors. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
You're I don't know.
I don't know what his end game is. I don't know if it's all about the divorce or what. But, I don't know. He just makes me so uncomfortable, dude.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. I saw this one TikTok today that was like, and this is where I feel like things just get like a bit too far. People get so far removed from like reality, but it was like it listed all of like the really weird behavior Kanye's been engaging in, like saying that, like trying to bring Kim down by saying she's kidnapped North, or how he's like publicly trying to humiliate Pete Davidson. Fuck, David.
Yeah.
Fuck. And they were like, people who watch true crime documentaries know exactly where this is leading. Obviously, the implication being that he's going to murder her.
Oh my God, no.
And it was like, I think this is getting out of hand now.
Ugh, this is such another difficult topic because these celebrities are so public with their shit, and so every piece of their lives is available for the public's consumption.
Yeah.
but how much knowledge do we actually have, and how much of a right does it give us to, like, diagnose him with new mental disorders? It's like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, based on facts that we know he has bipolar...
Yeah.
Full stop, that's it. That's all we know. You know?
It's really true. Genuine, like, do we even know if he's medicated for it? Like,
we don't, and that's the thing, we don't.
Yeah.
So it's like... I don't know. Again...
Yeah.
My constant stance is just, it might explain some behavior, but it doesn't excuse it. I still think he's a shitty person.
Yeah, he's doing some really uncomfortable things. What was your Kanye news?
Him trying to come for Billie Eilish.
Oh God, what did he do?
Do you not know this? Oh, interesting. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
So this year's Coachella is going forward, right? And the two headliners are Billie Eilish and Kanye.
Isn't it Harry Styles?
I don't think he's a headliner.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, he might be. But anyway, basically, Kanye randomly posted on Instagram and said, if I'm going to be headlining Coachella this year with Billie, like, if Billie and I are both going to be at Coachella this year, I need her to apologize for what she did, or I'm not attending, basically. And everyone was like, what are you... He said, you need to... actually, his exact words were, you need to say sorry to Travis Scott. And everyone was like...
What?
Excuse me? What is happening? What? Where did this come from? And basically, the whole story is that... I think... Literally a couple nights ago... Billie had a concert, and she could see someone in the front row... having issues of some kind. And basically, she stopped the show, she turned the lights on, and she said, hey... Are you okay? Can we give this person some space? Do we need to get your inhaler to you or something? Like, it looks like you're having a panic attack or a asthma attack.
Asthma, yeah.
And that helped the person. That was all great. And then she basically just said, like, you know, I can't go ahead with the concert until I know everyone's okay. Because I can't go ahead until I know everyone's okay. Because I won't be okay unless everyone's okay. And a couple of media outlets took that as a direct dig at Travis Scott about Astroworld.
Of course they did.
And it was like, that's a reach. That is a reach. So...
It's really true.
Yeah, so then allegedly
really
Kanye's saying that Billie specifically said something to this fan about Travis Scott, like, made fun of him for it. And this post was basically saying, that's not cool. Travis Scott had no way of knowing what was going to go wrong. All this stuff about Travis Scott, who was meant to be appearing at Coachella with him as a surprise. And Billie just commented on it and was like, I didn't say anything about Travis Scott, so I'm not going to apologize, basically.
Iconic.
And that's basically the whole story. He hasn't responded yet.
She would have been right.
She didn't say... Yeah, exactly. It's literally videoed. She didn't say anything.
Iconic.
And actually, I just saw it this morning. It came out that some of the family members of Astroworld victims, people who died at Astroworld, some of their families have literally come out and said, why would Kanye say this? He's trivializing and making something out of something that is so horrific to us and so hurtful to us. I don't understand why he's doing this kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, no, it's true. Even if Billie had made a direct dig at Travis Scott, which, by the way, would be low-key a really wild thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, why would she even make one of her fans having trouble at a concert about Travis Scott? That's just a really wild thing. But even if she had, she would have been right. Travis Scott did the wrong fucking thing. Like, it's his fault. Yeah. We all been new.
Yeah.
So, Kanye, what the fuck?
I just got hit by a memory, and I have first-hand experience. I literally went to her when we all fall asleep. Where do we go to her? Like 4 years ago now? 5 years ago?
Wow.
Yeah, I literally went to it. It was great. But she literally stopped the show because the mosh pit was pushing too far forward and there was people in the front row who were getting squashed. She literally stopped the show. Yeah. And was like, okay, security, can you come in and can we get everyone to take 2 steps back because this is too much, someone's going to get hurt. So, like, this is a thing she does presumably every concert where there's an issue.
Yeah, oh yeah, regularly. Yeah, so, like, for sure.
It's not at all anything to do with Travis Scott. Kanye West just needs to be in the drama all the time. Ugh.
Little bitch.
I
mean, does anyone even listen to his music anymore?
Allegedly.
Wow. Gross.
So that's all wild.
That is all wild.
And I'm glad she didn't apologize.
That is wild.
Another whole aspect of it is people are comparing it to Taylor Swift at the VMAs and stuff when he interrupted her on stage and made that big thing. And there's people, like, a lot of people are just saying he doesn't like seeing young women succeed. And while I think an argument could be made for that, I don't know that. You know, 2's not really a pattern, you know? two
yeah, sometimes people, like, reach
12 years apart isn't necessarily a pattern, but
yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of like on the inside you can think that might be true, but it's not really something that you can present to the world as a fact because you don't actually know that that's true. Yeah,
exactly. And personally, I think there probably is a degree of truth to it, but again,
yeah,
no proof, no evidence, blah blah blah. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, I do. Wild, truly wild.
What's the last thing you had?
Well, I've written one extra thing down while we've been talking, but the kind of boring thing.
Drama, okay.
Oh, actually, I can write down another one. Oh my god,
look at you go. This is the Maddie episode.
I have 5 things. It really is. Okay, no, the kind of boring thing that I don't think anyone else will be interested in except for me, but I thought was interesting, was Google are splitting their stocks 20-1.
I need more info. Okay, I don't know what that means.
Well, basically it means, so let's say that, like, I don't know how maths works, so I can't give a math example, but so, okay, no, so say there's one stock. This is actually exactly what they're doing. They're splitting one stock then into 20 stocks. So basically what it means is that they're going to have a bajillion extra stock.
Right.
And which means on the day that they do it, the stock price for Google is going to be extremely cheap, but then will, like, rapidly rise back up to the normal price, which is $3,000 per one stock, one share, which means basically that it's an opportunity for people to buy Google shares really, really cheaply. Yeah.
Would the people who already own stocks not be upset at this? Or because it's going to go back up to normal prices anyway, it doesn't matter?
It's not technically being devalued, yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I feel like people who weren't in it for a long... Like, it's because I'm not entirely... I don't think it's going to be like, it's going to be low for 2 hours and then it's going to go back up to $3,000. I think it's kind of like it's going to be low when they split it, and then it's going to gradually rise back up over, like,
a week or two.
A few, yeah.
Interesting.
Whatever it is. I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to make claims there. But, yeah, so I feel like it could be something of panic if people aren't patient and are immediately like, oh, my God, my shares aren't worth anything anymore.
Yeah.
Which is not at all true.
Interesting. Yeah, that's, like, twofold. I don't know. It's either going to cause panic and crash every system possible when they do split and people are trying to rapidly buy them, or people are going to have a little hissy fit. Interesting. You're telling me you don't want to watch Succession, but everything about you tells me you would love Succession.
What's Succession about?
It's that HBO show that I said the season 1 finale and season 2 are, like, the best TV I've ever watched.
Whack. Okay, maybe I should watch it then.
It's HBO. It's truly incredible.
I would say one with Emmy Rossum.
With who?
Emmy Rossum?
No.
Oh.
No, this has, like, Kieran Culkin, Jeremy Strong, Brian Cox. It's the HBO one, but it's really fucking great. And I would say season 1 is a little slow, but it is building to something incredible.
Okay.
And I think you'll get into the characters about episode 2 or 3 anyway. So, But I
That's really fair. Okay, all right. Maybe I'll watch it.
And it's like funny and dark and all this stuff. Speaking of shows, though, on Friday, Netflix released Inventing Anna, which is like the new Shonda Rhimes series that is about the real life fake socialite, fake heiress from like 5 years ago, Anna Sorokin, who like scammed a bunch of money from people by pretending to be a modern day Paris Hilton, basically. It's high-key iconic. But I went to fucking watch it, right? It's 9 episodes long. Sorry, go.
Is this the same thing as the Tinder Swindler? Or is it similar?
No, the Tinder Swindler, I believe, is about a guy who's scamming a bunch of women.
Yeah, but by pretending to have a lot of money so that they'd give him money, which is funny.
Yeah. Like $250K money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whack.
But no, this is a bit different. This is like she was very smart and she was picking and choosing where to use real money and where to use fake money and where to scam people and not scam people and stuff.
Wild.
So she had like a dinner that was like $30,000 with all of her friends and skipped on the bill.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like bits like that. And they added up. But
if you ever did that to me, I'd be like, we can't be friends anymore.
Oh, totally. Imagine eating $30,000 worth of food just a regular Tuesday night. No, my issue is that this show
I don't even know how you'd spend that much money.
Right? It's like 9 episodes. And I started episode 1. I was like, hey, this is pretty good. I could get into this. I like it. And then I looked at the length.
Wait, is it a documentary? Sorry?
No. Sorry. It's a fictionalized account of the whole thing. It's based on the article that exposed her, basically. But it's 9 episodes, and these episodes are like an hour and 20 each.
Oof.
And I'm like, one, why not just make that 12 episodes? And 2, that's too long for an episode. If an episode of a show
like
is movie length and has 9 episodes,
yeah,
that's not for me.
That's too long.
If it's like Sherlock, where it's 3 episodes that are 90 minutes each, I'm into that, you know?
Yeah. That's really fair.
You know, I will. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'll watch it because I was vibing with it, but it just seems like a Miley Cyrus The Climb to get through, you know?
Iconic. I started watching this Korean zombie movie, zombie TV show last night, and
All
the
of Us
first,
Are Dead?
I think, yeah,
is it good?
and I think that it was alright. I've seen better, but I only watched 1 episode because I started at about 9, and then the first episode was an hour and 10 minutes long. I think it's actually an hour 6. And then I was looking through the list, and the first like half of them are an hour 6 minutes, and then after that they bring down to 53 minutes on average.
Yeah, I can't deal with that.
And the same thing happened to me. I was like, this is a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And to top it all off, the first episode was so much introduction and setup. It's like, this could have been 5 minutes. We could have cut this down 5 minutes part of a pilot, you know? Like, this is so unnecessary.
Or just be creative and split up all of that exposition into 5-minute flashbacks for each episode.
Exactly. Honestly. And basically, honest to God, 60 to 70% of the characters that they spent a lot of time introducing us to, and became zombies by the end of the episode. So it's
That's
like,
so funny.
I didn't need all of this. Most of them were really like unlikable characters too. So you're watching it and you're like, they're a bully. They're doing terrible things, and they die. And it's like, good. Okay,
Iconic.
Let's move on now. Let's just get to the blood and gore. It's so weird. It was so weird. But I'll wait and see. I'm feeling. Yeah, I'll wait and see. I'll watch a couple more episodes and get back to you on how it actually is.
I'll wait for your review of the next couple episodes before I start. But I'm intrigued. Okay, what's your next topic?
Kylie Jenner had a baby. It's exciting.
I didn't see the news that she had a baby. I just saw the news that someone spread a fake rumor about what the name was, and it caught on, and everyone was like, why would you name your baby that? And she was like, I didn't name my baby that.
What was it?
It was like Charity or something. Or Hope, maybe.
Oh, Iconic. Well, the actual name, apparently, is now I'm scared it's a rumor, but I'm pretty sure the actual name is Wolf. So, it's a boy. Wolf.
I hope that's not true.
Well, I saw a lot of people being like, oh my God, I hope she names the baby Rainbow because after a storm comes the rainbow. And it's like, what? Yeah,
Also,
because obviously a first baby's name is Stormy.
Sorry to be a bit of a downer, but a rainbow baby is something very different. A rainbow baby is after you have a miscarriage and then you get pregnant again and the baby's full term, that's a rainbow baby.
Wild. Well.
So that would have maybe been inappropriate. Who knows?
Maybe.
Kylie
Not that
Jenner.
they Kardashian Jenners ever care.
It is Wolf. Ooh. That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that.
It's a lot. It's definitely
it's like
a lot.
in the TV series You with Penn Badgley when in season 2 or season 1. You know, okay, wait. This is like a whole thing now. Okay. You know Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah.
You know where they instead of saying I love you, they said like I can't remember what they said. I something you. Okay. They say
yeah.
okay. Instead of I love you,
Yeah.
they say okay.
I think, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, then in
Yeah.
the TV series You, instead of saying I love you, this is season 2. Instead of saying I love you, they say I wolf you.
That's weird.
And I think all of the above is stupid. And I think I'm not into. I'm sorry if this is a baby name. I'm sorry this is a baby. I'm not trying to bully a baby, but that's a bad name.
But I am trying to bully Kylie Jenner.
Exactly.
I don't really like any of the Kardashian Jenner baby names, and I know there's like people are mixed on this because a lot of people are like, oh my God, they're so cute and unique, and I think all those people are wrong.
I agree. All those people are white.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sam, what the fuck is up with that? The only person who has normal baby names is Courtney,
Mason and stuff.
Penelope.
Yeah.
That's cute. Mason. It's kind of a little bit on the edge, but that is still a real baby name. As opposed to Saint, North, Sam. What's the fourth baby's name of Kim's? I don't fucking know. Something weird.
Yeah, I don't know,
Sorry,
honestly.
I have to know now. It's going to bug me.
Interesting.
Kim Kardashian baby name.
Yeah, no, I couldn't name my baby anything like
Chicago.
that. Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh,
like the city.
I guess
that one's kind of like... Yeah, that one's borderline because naming kids after cities is pretty common, but
yeah.
Still.
Have you seen that clip on a news show where they have a guest on to talk about like baby names? And the guest is like, you know, I hate when people name their children after cities or places. I think it's the stupidest thing ever, and it's just really tacky and dumb. And then the host of the show turns around and is like, isn't your daughter's name Paris?
Iconic. That's so fucking funny.
Wait, I so have to find the clip now and I'll show it on Instagram or something. But anyway, what's your last thing?
Oh my God. Okay. This was a today thing. I think it's a today thing. Okay. Is the trailer for the final Jurassic World movie came out.
Oh, that came out the other day. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's not a today thing, which is, I only saw it this morning. It like came up on my Instagram feed as a sponsored post.
Yeah.
And I was like, they've filmed that, let alone they would have a trailer. I'm genuinely shocked.
I did have this in my notes, but I only had this in my notes because I wanted your reaction to seeing Sam Neill and Laura Dern back together again.
Well, see, I knew that they were all going to be in this. Well, I think it had been a rumor, but I'd taken it as fact that they were going to be in this movie, and the same with Ian Malcolm. Fuck, what's his real name?
Jeff Goldblum.
The dude, Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. So I knew they were going to be in this movie, so I wasn't particularly surprised. But when they did come up on screen, I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is going to be so nice." I did immediately though think of. Do you remember when we had Christian on here, and he said that he'd met Sam Neill?
That's right. Yeah,
and brought up Jurassic Park, and Sam Neill was immediately like, "Okay, gotta go."
Yeah.
That's like the first thing I thought of when I saw his face on the screen. I was like, I wonder how much they paid him to come back to this movie.
Iconic.
It must have been a lot for him to agree. Yeah.
It must have been a lot, especially after the flop that was Jurassic World 2.
Exactly. Oh my God, that movie was so bad. This movie also looks equally terrible, but I think it seems like they're going to lean into it. I don't know. Hard to say. I can never tell from a trailer how good a movie's going to be.
I mean, as long as they don't do anything stupid like a haunted house but the ghost is a dinosaur again, I'm happy. You know?
Well, I mean, I would have said that wouldn't happen in a Jurassic Park movie, except it did happen. So
it did happen.
So who fucking knows? I don't know. It looked. Did you watch it?
Watch what? The trailer?
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked really weird. I genuinely do not know what this is going to be about. Like, is it like post-apocalyptic? Is it supposed to be, are they trying to kill all the dinosaurs one by one? Like, what is going on, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw, I think, a description of it that was basically about humanity trying to decide if they want to fight them or learn to coexist.
That's stupid.
But that would be like the overarching theme. I don't know what the actual plot is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That, ugh.
Because I guess for Jurassic World 2, the overarching theme was the ethics of cloning.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the plot was saving there was two plots. Saving the dinosaurs from the island and then stopping an evil guy from selling them as weapons.
It's really true. That actually was so fucking funny because they made it to be this super serious thing in terms of like the ethics of cloning. They're like, oh my God, is this the right or wrong thing to do? And it's like, bro, this has absolutely no real world application.
Literally.
This does not relate to anything that ever happens. Maybe you could say it's about, does science take itself too seriously? Does it go too far? But it's like, we actually had 4 movies before this that talked about that.
Yeah.
Way better than you did. So what is going on right now?
Very true. Maybe we should rewatch it together and tear it to shreds, much like a velociraptor would do to a human.
Wow.
That was really
I'm
smooth.
down for that personally.
Interesting. Did you have anything else on your list here?
No, that was everything.
That was everything, Wig.
I know.
Okay, well, we have to wrap up soon anyway, so should we do some rapid fire reviews of oh wait, let me check if there's anything else that I wrote down for news. Rapid fire reviews of stuff that we've seen.
Sounds good.
I mean, the only other things I had written down were like the Oscar nominations came out, the Razzies award
that's right.
nominations
they were kind
came out.
Their Oscar noms were kind of interesting this year, I felt. They weren't the normal kind of Oscar noms. Is that just me or?
I think some categories you're right, but a lot of categories were just same old.
That's really fair, but I don't know. I felt like there was a bit of variety. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Kristen Stewart being nominated for Spencer, very exciting for her.
People are pissed off that Gaga wasn't nominated for Gucci.
And then no one. House of Gucci, I think, was nominated for one thing, which was like costume and makeup design, which is pretty crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, no, Gaga did a fantastic job, and so did Adam Driver, and the movie was definitely what would traditionally fall into Best Picture.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I liked that it didn't get nominated for anything specifically because it's traditionally what would be nominated, so I'm like, good.
Yeah, look, I think that people are mad that she wasn't nominated, Gaga, but like this is her second film acting role.
Yeah.
I don't think she needs to be nominated for every single role. I think all this is going to do is drive her to do another movie and do a great in that movie too, you know?
It's really true. Yeah. Well, 100%. Imagine being nominated for the 2 roles you've ever done. Like,
Literally.
that's a lot.
Literally.
Yeah.
A lot of them were pretty predictable. I'd say like anything from The Power of the Dog, King Richard, Belfast.
Probably pretty predictable.
And The Lost Daughter. The Lost Daughter are pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But there are some surprises in there, like Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers.
Yeah.
I didn't really hear much about that until it was nominated.
Yep.
Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Kind of both. I was elated that she was nominated, but like I kind of thought she was one of those actors who the Academy would be kind of biased against because she has done a lot of mainstream blockbustery type things.
Well, that's why I'm interested that she was nominated, especially because Spencer wasn't nominated in basically any other
True.
Awards this season. It's been snubbed by basically everybody except for the Oscars. Well, except for this one specific nom, which is why I was like, good on them. Okay, doing something different.
I reckon she'll probably win.
Well, I mean, from what I've seen of the trailers, she kind of looks like she deserves it.
Yeah. And then for actor, I think Andrew Garfield will probably win.
That was interesting that they put that movie in there.
Yeah, I think he'll win because I think the Oscars are trying to like claw themselves back into relevance. So they're like, well, if we have another year where we let people win who are relevant and hip with the times.
In with the youths.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, it is an interesting mix for sure.
I was also intrigued that like Dune was nominated for Best Picture, and there was one other movie that was nominated for Best Pick that I was like, wow, good on them.
Yeah, like Nightmare Alley, maybe.
Yeah, was it Licorice Pizza also?
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that, but
I've not heard anything really good about it.
I haven't. I've only just seen
Mean to Say.
What?
Is that Mean to Say?
No, I was going to say the only thing I've only seen like trailers of it at the Blue Room Cinebar, which is like the the weird indie films. West Side Story.
Yeah,
musical,
Best Picture.
Interesting.
Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard.
Don't Look Up, yeah.
Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. It's definitely... It's not an interesting mix. I'm pretty sure they're all directed by men. And almost all directed by white men.
I guess that's true. Except
all
for
I've heard
Licorice
about
Pizza
it is that
and Power
it's
of the
kind of
Dog.
an uncomfortable movie because it's about like a relationship between a teenage boy and an older woman.
Oh.
So like it might be a great film, but that's literally all I've heard about it. So I don't know if that's overtaking the conversation.
That's fair.
I feel like people will riot if Don't Look Up wins.
I think it should win. You know, when you think of like Oscar movies, you think of those really serious dramas, probably with a blue filter on, and everyone cries all the time, and it's really, really sad, and it's gut-wrenching, and it's always about a really serious topic. It's like, let's just have some fucking variety.
Interesting.
You know?
See, I think... I don't totally agree with that because I think that Don't Look Up was made almost exclusively as Oscar bait.
Really?
You look at purely isolate everything except the famous people in it.
Yeah.
They are all Oscar darlings. They are all awards darlings.
Oh, yeah.
Including Adam McKay, director. They picked a subject matter, the environment, and ran with it. Don't get me wrong, I loved the movie. But I think that's because I was exactly the person who was meant to love the movie. Like...
Yeah, no, I totally...
This was made to satisfy the voters of the Oscars, is what I'm saying.
I disagree. Only in the sense, I think that it was casted to satisfy the Oscar voters.
Interesting, that's fair.
But I don't think the actual movie itself does. It's too funny and too realistic, like, and ends too badly. Like, you know what? No, Oscar movies always end badly, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's too much of an actual drama. Commentary.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I'll be interested to see how it does full stop this award season, but
yeah, it's true.
I'm intrigued.
I mean, I also do totally agree that if it didn't have the cast that it does, I think it would not have been anywhere near as popular with people. I think everyone would have been like, what is this movie?
Yeah.
No one would have watched it.
I think the winner will either be Belfast or Power of the Dog. Oh, actually, Power of the Dog is directed by Jane Campion, who's a woman.
Yeah. Yes. This, yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. What else were you gonna bring up?
I was just gonna briefly talk about like the Razzies, but that's not important. I was gonna briefly talk about Dove Cameron's new song, "Boyfriend," which is iconic.
Oh, "Boyfriend." This is her first ever song, right?
No.
That she's actually released?
No. She's got like an album out.
Oh. Does she?
That's very shady of you. The song's iconic. It's like sexy and dark and super gay. So I love that.
I mean, I've only ever heard the soundbite from TikTok, so
I literally not even heard that.
Iconic.
The only reason I actually listened to this song is because I saw an Instagram post of hers that was talking about how it's like a love letter to sex with women, and I was like,
iconic.
When did Dove Cameron come out? So I googled it. Turns out she came out like early last year.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, she's bi or queer. And
love that.
This song's hot. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty iconic.
It's true. I could be a better boyfriend than him.
Truly
I could
iconic.
do the shit that he never did.
Okay, let's quickly review anything we've watched.
Okay.
You already reviewed Encanto and you have a bad take on it, so let's skip that.
No, it was good. The movie was good.
Mm-hmm. I watched No Time to Die. I liked it.
It was weird, wasn't it? It was fine, but it was weird.
It had the issue that I think a lot of movies that are that long have. It was like 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Ugh, too long.
In that, I think that it was kind of 3 movies in one.
Yeah.
And I think that they played out exactly like 3 movies in one, like consecutively, one movie at a time, as opposed to Eternals that was like a mess of 3 different movies. I honestly enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed No Time to Die. I thought it was a good Bond movie. I thought it changed the status quo enough that it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like having him actually like have a heart and have a reason. Spoiler alert. I like the narrative arc that he finally has a reason to die. Like he has a reason to live, which is concurrently a reason to die.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that was cool. I thought it made the character more human. My overall opinion is just that it was too long and kind of pretty stupid plot wise. Like there was a lot of ridiculous things happening in a very serious manner.
Yeah.
I fell asleep for like 20 minutes in the middle. I don't know if I missed anything important. I don't think I did.
Probably not, because it sounds like you've still got the general gist of the
still got
plot.
the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all my thoughts.
Iconic.
I don't think he had to die, but I'm not mad that he did, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, so it's his last movie, and if everyone's like, okay, he's going to die, what reason can we make for him to die? Like, that was a pretty good one, you know?
Yeah. That kind of seems like how they wrote the movie, though, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
They wrote the movie purely to have a good reason to kill him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely agree.
Also, why did it have to be nanobots? Couldn't it have just been a virus? like an actual virus, why did it have to be nanobots as a virus? That was
so many good questions.
They always take it one step too far. Or, you know, they pick an actress who's 15 years too young, you know?
Oh my God, yeah. That's funny.
It's a lot. What else have you watched?
I watched a zombie thing. I watched a little bit of House, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Watched Encanto.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to the movies in a couple of weeks.
There's like 3 movies I really want to see at the moment.
Which are?
Moonfall. Because now that I know why the moon is falling, I'm absolutely living. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Iconic.
Yes, I spoiled it for myself.
I kind of want to know, but I don't spoil
I won't spoil it for you. What the other things were? Death on the Nile. I think it looks stupid as fuck. Enough champagne to fill the Nile. Have you seen that?
No, I saw the trailer once.
Okay, well, in the trailer, Gal Gadot gives the most lifeless line where she's like, "This is all the stuff we have on this cruise boat that makes it luxury." And then at the end, she's like, "And enough champagne to fill the Nile." And it's like the most lifeless thing. It's very Gal Gadot. It's so fucking funny, and everyone's making fun of it, and I live.
Iconic. Well, I was really, really surprised, actually, to see the trailer come up, because I was like, okay, no, this is still Kenneth Branagh, which is the same Poirot from Murder on the Orient Express. And I thought that movie did terribly. I thought no one liked it. So I was like, why are they doing another one? Oh, yeah, really? Well, it must have if they've made a second movie.
The other thing I wanted to see was I want to see Marry Me, which is the J-Lo rom-com.
Oh, I want to see that too. But that doesn't come out for a couple of months, does it?
No, it's already out.
Oh, Valentine's Day, probably.
Yeah, it's out.
There you go. I actually low-key want to see King Richard. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah. See, that's probably one I'd save for streaming. Because it's...
That's fair.
I'm not that...
It's not necessary to see.
I'm not that good at watching, like, slow dramas in theatre.
That's really fair. I also low-key / high-key want to see the 355. I think it's going to be terrible, but I want it.
It's already out on digital.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
It's expensive, though, I think. I think it's one of those premium video on demands. It's got really bad reviews, though, so I think I might just wait for it to come out.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care.
Oh. I might just wait for it to come out on streaming, is what I was going to say.
That's fair.
Because,
I mean, they always give these types of movies really bad reviews, so I don't listen to
I was going to agree, and if it was directed by a woman, I would have said yes, then I think it's probably being taken more harshly than... But it's not. It's directed by Simon Kinberg, who did, like, Dark Phoenix and produced the X-Men movies.
Oh.
And who has yet to direct a well-received movie, which is why I'm not really sold on it.
Well, why did all those actors sign up for it?
Right?
Wait.
Ever since Gary Ross directed the all-female Ocean's 8,
yeah,
I struggle to watch any female-led movie that has a male director, because it's like, this man, and because this man is directing the movie, this movie is fundamentally already not getting the assignment. If this director got the assignment, he would have let a woman direct it, you know?
That is really fair, but I really liked Oceans, whatever that was.
Oh, I liked it, but it was so shallow.
The Ghostbusters movie.
I liked the Ghostbusters as well, but it was shallow. You know?
Yeah, it's true. I didn't mind that.
I think when a film is starring 8 women, it might benefit from having a director who can actually put some nuance into it, you know?
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. Like, it's like, yeah, you can make a stupid action movie. Anyone, like, the men can make a stupid action movie starring women, but only a woman can give it, like...
depth. Which...
yeah.
And that's not me saying that...
Je ne sais quoi.
That's not me saying cancel anyone who does that. That's me saying... Or that's not even me saying men can't direct women-led movies and vice versa. It's just me saying...
They just
don't understand
the experience, so they can't give it the appropriate depth.
Exactly. The movie can be fine. It can be okay. It can be good even. But it's never going to be great. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I completely agree.
Yeah. Anyway, did you watch anything else? Or want to watch anything else?
I don't think so. I don't really know.
I'll
can't
quickly
think of anything.
give reviews of the stuff I watched. I started the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh, of course you did.
That shit's iconic. They're like
that's what you always
the
say.
classic American Italian mafia type things.
Iconic.
They give some truly iconic lines. The first ever Housewives table flip.
Iconic.
I've watched the movie Shiva Baby or Shiva Baby. It's on my Google Play. You can watch it if you want. It's really, really good. It's like a dark comedy / tense drama, I guess. It's basically all set at a Shiva, which is a Jewish funeral.
Okay.
And the entire plot is the main character, the girl, is a sugar baby, and she has the sugar daddy, and the sugar daddy turns up to the Shiva, which has like all of her family and stuff, who all think she's at university studying and doing all this stuff, and it's like really super
was it a comedy?
Intense. It's a comedy. It's really, really super intense, and it's like a brisk hour 20 long, because it's like...
Love that.
The entire movie is the length of the Shiva, basically.
Okay.
It's really, really good, and it's like a delightful watch, yeah.
Love that. That kind of... No, I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
Okay. Oh my god, yeah. I watched the final season of Search Party. I actually finished it. I watched the entire season.
Wow. Oh my god.
Have gushed about this show almost every episode for the past 63 episodes, and the final season fucking slaps.
Oh, thank god.
It's just so good. It completely is batshit crazy. Like, batshit crazy. Like, I'm kind of shook that they pulled it off, what they did, because it was fucking insane. But this show in general is so impressive to me that every season they're able to change the genre of the show to focus on new thematic elements and a new topic, basically.
Yeah.
Like, season 1 is about, like, self-importance and ego and stuff, so it's a mystery where the main character is looking for this girl that she barely knew because she wants the attention, basically. And then season 2 is all about like paranoia, so it becomes kind of Hitchcockian, Rear Window, tense comedy kind of thing. Season 3, I would say, is kind of about like guilt and fame. So it's a courtroom drama where the person who's defending themselves is a narcissist. And then season 4 is also pretty batshit, I'm not gonna lie. But it's kind of about, I can't really say what it's about without spoiling it, and it's kind of the same as season 5. But season 5 brings it all together in a really fucking fantastic way, and it deserves every award.
Iconic.
I started watching Pam and Tommy.
Yes.
Which I still want you to watch the first 3 episodes. Which, by the way, I'm comfortable watching this show until Pamela Anderson actually says, don't watch this show. Or I don't want to watch this show. She still has not. Every fucking media outlet is claiming to have a source that is close to Pamela Anderson who says she doesn't want to watch it. She doesn't even want to watch the trailer. I think that's probably all pretty bullshit. But as soon as Pamela Anderson actually says, this offends me, I will stop watching and I will apologize.
But that's really fair. But remember but I think we had this conversation over text where they asked for permission and she said no. So doesn't that count?
No. I don't think so, because that's like most films and television based on real life. I was the only person in existence to shit on Quentin Tarantino for doing that with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No one else gave a fuck.
That's true. That's true. I can't believe no one cared.
But also, I think that's, again, probably more of a rights issue. I don't think she wanted to sign away the rights to her life story when she didn't have a producer role or anything, you know?
Yeah.
She wasn't.
Did they really not? Wow. They should
directly
have.
profiting and stuff. I think crazy. The show's actually good. We'll talk about it once you've watched one or two episodes. But I
feel like I just generally, I'm not sure I've always been this way or if it's just a recent kind of opinion that I've held, which is that I just generally disagree with movies being made about history when people who experienced it are still alive.
That's new for you, because when I had been saying that about multiple things a year and a half ago, you didn't care, and neither did the rest of the world.
Iconic. Like what? Well, it depends. Like, World War II, okay, like that's, people are still alive who fought in that, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, we're almost far enough removed now that it's like acceptable. But that's like what happened with Pamela Anderson. It's like 10 years ago. It's not 10 years ago. It's like 25 years ago.
It was like almost 30 years ago.
I don't know how long ago it was. It's like, that's probably, I don't know. They're just making a profit off of women's terrible experiences. Women who are still alive.
This is true, but I also do think that the show kind of is more about the fact that culture, society, and the media are horrible people and not a lot has changed. And she is very much...
including them.
She's very much painted in a very good light.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I'd actually respect her quite a lot.
Yeah.
Having said all that and defending this show, I will say that I have so many problems with it. It does make me uncomfortable purely because of the amount of like nudity and shock value sex scenes and stuff. Oof. It's a lot. And I don't think it needed to be. However...
Like between Sebastian Stan and Lily James?
Yeah, but also just in general. Like all of the characters, like there's a plot point that the guy who steals the sex tape used to be a porn star because his girlfriend was a porn star and she needed to do anal and he had a tiny penis. I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts on this show, and I don't think it... unless it changes, I kind of think that they're painting the guy who leaked the sex tape, who stole it, they're painting him in too much of a good light. They're giving him too much motive. They're saying, yeah, well, he was treated badly by Tommy Lee, so this is revenge, and revenge is fine. Unless that changes, I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, fair.
But again, I'm very conflicted.
That's fair.
Anyway, Wolf Like Me, give me a quick review.
It was a bit anticlimactic in the end, wasn't it?
It kind of was pretty anticlimactic, but I liked their werewolf design.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was very interesting.
I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the movie was... The show. I think the show was really... I think it was good, and it was a different take on like the whole werewolf of it all. But I think it was just the way that the story was told that was just really wild to me. Like the amount of story that they were trying to tell in so little time meant that they just
glossed over a lot.
Didn't hit any of the marks. Yeah.
I agree. It tried to do too much, especially with the daughter's mental health issues.
Yeah, for sure. And even when you think about, it spends 4 episodes in the lead up of them getting together, and then suddenly one whole episode is the duration of like a year of them being together. Yeah, her getting pregnant.
And shit. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Where is the timeline?
That's a lot. Exactly. It is non-existent.
I'd agree with that.
Particularly because there's like the episode directly beforehand was like... Well, the one episode ended with him finding out she's a werewolf, and then the whole episode was them just trying to work through that one day of them trying to work out
Yeah.
The fact that she was a werewolf, and then it's like, again, the next episode directly after, whoop, there goes 3 years.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I agree.
Was weird.
I think overall it was a genuinely wholesome and enjoyable television show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved it, and I would watch a second season. But
I don't know if I would.
Like, technically, I don't know that they pulled everything off.
Yeah.
And structure-wise, it was kind of whack.
It was whack.
See, for me, it was charming enough that I was charmed.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair. It was
Having said
charming.
that, I adore Isla Fisher, but the fact that they gave her
Same.
an American accent, that was the worst American accent I've ever heard. I'm sorry. And we know she can do a good one.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the American accent of it all, but I definitely was like, your show is set in Australia. You have an Australian actress. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Just make her Australian.
Literally. I didn't get it.
Bizarre. It's bizarre. Because it's not even that important for her to have been American.
Yep.
Like, the accident where she became a werewolf happened in Europe anyway, so it's just not important. Just make her Australian.
I liked all that.
Yeah.
The law.
Same. Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, that's it on that. It's worth a watch.
Cool.
And by watch, I mean give it a go. If you don't like it by episode 3, you're not gonna like it. But it's also like,
yeah, that's true.
2 hours of content in total. It's not even a full 2 hours.
It's not even. It's like one episode of that show you were watching before.
Literally. That's not on that. Okay. Shall we do our what the fuck of the week?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What does that mean?
Oh, I don't have one. That's what it means, obviously.
Fair. Well, my what the fuck of the week this
As
week
if
is that I was
anyone's
watching some SNL clips on YouTube, and I was watching a Scarlett Johansson one where she was the host.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds came out as a guest star, like as a guest cameo. And I was like, that's so weird. Why was he even there? And then I read the comments, and one of the comments was like, oh, I am constantly forgetting that Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds were married.
Whack.
And I was like,
I feel like
excuse me? They were married? Was no one gonna tell me? Was I meant to find out by this comment section of YouTube? What the heck? I was absolutely shooketh. And it turns out Scarlett Johansson's actually been married 3 times.
I was going to say, I think she's been married to like a couple of actors, and you find out and you're like, what? What was the other one?
She was married.
Maybe it's Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. She was married to like a producer guy, a writer, and then the most recent one is Colin Jost.
Yeah, the white guy.
Yeah. But that shit was truly wild.
Yeah.
So my what the fuck of the week is celebrity couples that I didn't know existed and continue to shock me.
Well, I think they're particularly funny because it's like, you two were not suited. Why did you think you could be married? Not that we know who they really are, but.
True. I agree.
Okay, my what the fuck is... So, it's recently been revealed that some couple here in Brisbane have spent the last 2 years decorating their suburban house to look like the Bluey house.
I thought it was the creators.
No, it's not. They're going to use it as an Airbnb. But exclusive, but only
So this isn't licensed?
one person. No, I don't think so.
Oh, that makes me really uncomfortable.
It's really weird, and they're going to use it as an I mean, it might be, but I'm not entirely sure. But they're going to use it as an Airbnb. Only one couple can go in a week, and you can only go in for one night, I think. I think it's really cheap, but it's almost like this like raffle type of thing. You have to win it to go in there.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but I keep seeing it's only just around the corner here from Harness, and I this is going to make me a massive hypocrite because I kind of low-key want to drive past just to suss it out and just see because it's so weird. But like I keep seeing all these TikToks of people like out the front. Yeah. And there's like always a massive crowd out the front, which is just wild to me. I'm like, what is going on?
I agree. And the wildest part is that there's maybe ever one child in that crowd.
Accurate, 100% accurate. I think it's really funny because I originally saw it with a Brisbane TikToker called Zach Manda. Mm-hmm. That's his account. Anyway, and he was like, oh, I found the Bluey house. And this was kind of how they did the announcement was through him. Yeah. Because he has young kids. And so a lot of his content is about Bluey. Anyway. And then he did a follow-up video because someone was like, oh, where is it located? And he was like, well, they've asked me not to share what the address is, but it will be an Airbnb, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, yeah. And so then I've seen all of these other creators.
Just straight up exposed.
Which I assume is, I assume is because they were like, we don't want people just hanging around out front of the house. But then all of these other creators who have found out where it is are just telling everybody where it is. And so now everyone knows. And I'm like, oh, this has been a disaster for them.
I feel like it'll die out in a week or two. But yeah,
one would think.
I have so many questions.
I don't have any answers aside from what I've already shared. But you can share them if you want.
No, I need to know if it's like licensed and like actually sanctioned by the creators. Or if this is someone profiting off other people's artwork, that feels not okay.
It's really true. But Bluey is a Brisbane-based thing. Bluey House Brisbane, see, it fucking comes up immediately. First article, Airbnb's IRL Bluey houses equal parts cute and terrifying.
I feel bad for the neighbors that didn't sign up for this.
Oh, it's really, really... really true. Okay, let me see.
Because Bluey's like a worldwide thing now.
Yeah, it is now. Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's really true.
It always amuses me
okay,
when stuff like that goes viral. Sorry.
It says the house is a collaboration between Airbnb and BBC Studios.
Oh.
So... it's not just a random people's house.
Well, then why the fuck would BBC and Airbnb not want people to know where it is? Like, that's going to immediately be out in public info. Like, why would they even try to hide it?
Yeah, I have no idea. Lol. Oh my God, this is so fucking funny. Who have just questions could afford the home, which is estimated to cost more than $1 million in real life. Kings and queens, that is not how much a house goes for in Paddington. Can confirm it is way more than that.
It's way more than that,
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so it's not just a random people, so it must be a commercial property. Well, not necessarily commercial, I guess, if people are staying in it. I don't fucking know. Anyway, it's weird and wild, and it's happening.
Yeah. Wig.
And
okay.
Yeah.
What are your socials, Mads?
Lady Alice 101 on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Harness Creation on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and the website too.
Gee.
Oh my God, I did so good today.
You did. If you want to follow the pod, you can at WTFIH Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, because we have a TikTok now. But I'm begging our listeners, and I know that there's a bunch of you, to please review our podcast on iTunes and Spotify. I believe that they recently changed the rules so that you can give it 5 stars per episode.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's just Spotify or Spotify and Apple, but it really, really helps if people review. So can everyone go give us 5 stars, please? Or even 4. We'll say 4, but mostly 5.
No less than 4. If you're going to leave less than 4 stars, don't bother.
If you want to follow me, you can at NIC_sushi on TikTok and Twitter. And that's that on that. we will see you next week, in which we will most likely be back in person again. By the way, we're not in person if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention that. But yeah. I feel like we talked about a lot this episode. I was like, this is going to be a nice, short and sweet 45-minute to 55-minute episode. It's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, no. It has been an hour and a half. Oof.
That was an accident. Right. I do apologize for that.
No, we don't.
Okay.
You know what you're getting at this point.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for listening
to What the Fuck is Happening? The podcast.
The podcast.
Bye.
Bye.